Bitcoin radio, the sound of the chain.
Hello friends, I hope you are all doing well. Get ready to dive into the world of cryptocurrency, but with a twist. We're going to explore white swan events, unexpected positive occurrences that could send the crypto market soaring. Think of it as a crypto crystal ball, but instead of predicting doom and gloom, we're focusing on the potential upside.
It's like looking at the market through rose-colored glasses. We're so used to hearing about risks and potential downsides, but what if we shift our focus to the positive? It's a refreshing perspective.
Exactly. We've got 4 potential white swan events lined up, each with the power to reshape the crypto landscape.
Okay.
We'll explore what they are, why they matter, and how they could affect your crypto journey. Are you ready to unpack these game changers?
Let's dive in.
All right. First up, Bitcoin as a national reserve. Imagine a country holding Bitcoin as part of their national reserves, just like gold. That would be a huge deal, right?
Absolutely. It would be a signal to the world that Bitcoin is a legitimate asset, worthy of holding alongside traditional reserves. This could trigger a domino effect with more countries following suit, and that increased demand could potentially send Bitcoin's price soaring.
It's like a seal of approval from the powers that be. But what if some governments are already accumulating Bitcoin secretly? I read somewhere that this could already be happening. Maybe we'll see a surprise announcement one day.
While that's certainly an intriguing thought, there's no hard evidence to support it. However, governments are definitely paying attention. Central banks are researching and experimenting with digital currencies. So it's not a far-fetched idea to think that some might be exploring Bitcoin as a reserve asset behind closed doors.
Okay, on to our second white swan. Stablecoins, stepping in during global economic instability. Now, how can instability be a good thing for crypto?
Think of it this way. When traditional financial systems falter, people look for alternatives. If a stablecoin, especially one backed by a strong government, emerges as a more reliable and accessible option during times of crisis, it could gain widespread adoption.
It's like having a lifeboat ready when the economic ship starts to sink. Imagine a scenario where a particular stablecoin becomes so widely used that it essentially becomes a dominant global currency. What kind of ripple effect would that have on the crypto market?
It would be a seismic shift. Increased adoption on that scale would boost confidence in the entire crypto ecosystem. Think of the potential for innovation as developers build new applications and services around this globally accepted stablecoin. It's a game changer.
Okay, white swan number 3, favorable crypto regulation. Right now, the industry faces a lot of uncertainty. But what if governments worldwide shift towards clear, supportive regulations that encourage innovation and growth?
That would remove a huge barrier to entry. Imagine a world where crypto companies can easily set up shop, investors feel confident about clear guidelines, and startups have the space to experiment and grow. It would be a complete transformation.
It's like taking the training wheels off the crypto bike and letting it ride free. Easier company formation, increased investor confidence, and a more welcoming environment for crypto businesses. It sounds like a recipe for a crypto boom.
It does, but we need to remember that regulation is a double-edged sword. While supportive regulations could be transformative, overly restrictive ones could stifle innovation and drive development elsewhere.
Right. It's all about finding the right balance. Okay, on to our final white swan scenario. Bitcoin mining becomes a key part of energy production. We all know that Bitcoin mining uses a lot of energy, but what if that energy consumption could be turned into an asset?
Imagine Bitcoin mining operations strategically located next to power plants using excess energy that might otherwise go to waste. It's a win-win. More efficient energy use and more Bitcoin being mined.
It's like turning a problem into a solution. Right. I read somewhere that this could even help incentivize the growth of renewable energy sources. If miners are looking for cheap, sustainable energy, it could drive investment in solar, wind, and other renewables.
That's the ideal scenario, right? Turning a perceived negative into a positive for both the crypto industry and the environment.
So we've covered 4 very different white swan scenarios. They seem pretty distinct, but they all share a common thread. What do you think it is?
It's all about government involvement. In each scenario, the government plays a critical role in shaping the outcome.
Exactly. Whether it's embracing Bitcoin as a reserve asset, supporting stablecoin adoption, creating favorable regulations for crypto businesses, or integrating Bitcoin mining into energy policy, governments hold immense power in shaping the future of crypto.
That's why it's so crucial to understand the evolving regulatory landscape and how different policies could impact the market. Your decisions as a participant in this space are influenced by these factors.
Now, before we get too carried away, let's do a quick reality check. While these white swan scenarios are possible, they're not guaranteed. What do you think the chances are of at least one of these scenarios playing out in the next 4 years?
It's difficult to put a precise percentage on it. The crypto space is known for its unpredictable nature. But based on current trends and the pace of change, I'd estimate the probability of one of these scenarios happening in the next 4 years to be somewhere between 5% and 10%.
So, not a sure thing, but definitely within the realm of possibility.
Exactly. And remember, even if just one of these white swans comes to fruition, it could have a major impact on the crypto market.
Now, for all the optimists out there, we can't ignore the potential for negative black swan events, those unexpected happenings that could negatively impact the crypto market. What are some things that could derail the crypto train?
One possibility is a major hack on a large crypto exchange. If investors lose significant funds due to a security breach, it could damage confidence in the entire market. Another risk is overly restrictive regulations that stifle innovation and discourage investment.
Those are definitely scenarios we need to be aware of.
Mm-hmm.
But even with those risks in mind, do you think the overall outlook for crypto is positive?
Despite the volatility and inherent risks, the underlying technology and innovation in the crypto space are undeniable. I believe we'll see continued growth and integration of crypto into the mainstream financial system.
So where do you see the most potential within the crypto market? What areas are you particularly excited about?
Decentralized finance, or DeFi, is definitely an area to watch. It's still in its early stages, but the potential is enormous. Imagine rebuilding traditional financial services on the blockchain, cutting out the middlemen and giving users more control over their assets.
So we're talking about things like decentralized exchanges, lending platforms, and even stablecoins, right?
Exactly. DeFi has the potential to revolutionize how we borrow, lend, trade, and manage our finances. It could make financial services more accessible, transparent, and efficient for everyone.
Now let's bring it back to our white swan scenarios. How can these events impact specific cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or stablecoins?
Let's start with Bitcoin. If a country adopts Bitcoin as a reserve asset, it would likely have the most significant impact on its price. Increased demand from governments and institutional investors could send Bitcoin's value through the roof. Ethereum, while not directly impacted, would likely see a boost as a rising tide lifts all boats.
That makes sense. What about the scenario where stablecoins become more integrated into the global economy? Which cryptocurrencies would benefit the most from that?
Obviously, the stablecoin that gains widespread adoption, especially if it's backed by a powerful nation, would see a significant increase in its usage and potentially even its market capitalization. But the impact wouldn't be limited to just one stablecoin. The entire stablecoin ecosystem could benefit from the increased awareness and acceptance.
What about our third scenario, favorable crypto regulation? How would this impact different cryptocurrencies?
It would be positive for the whole market. Clearer and more supportive regulations would attract more institutional investors, increase overall liquidity, and foster greater innovation. All cryptocurrencies would likely benefit from this more welcoming environment.
So another rising tide situation.
Precisely. Positive market sentiment and increased confidence in the regulatory landscape benefit all cryptocurrencies.
Okay, last but not least, let's talk about Bitcoin mining and energy production. We discussed how this scenario could benefit Bitcoin. Would other cryptocurrencies see positive effects too?
Any cryptocurrency that relies on a proof-of-work consensus mechanism, like Bitcoin does, could benefit from lower energy costs and a more sustainable mining infrastructure.
So if Bitcoin mining becomes more efficient and sustainable, it could create a more stable and profitable environment for miners, which benefits the entire proof-of-work ecosystem.
Exactly.
Those are some fascinating possibilities. Before we wrap up this part of our discussion, anything else you'd like to add about how these white swan scenarios might reshape the crypto landscape?
I think it's important to remember that these are just a few potential scenarios. The crypto space is constantly evolving, and there are undoubtedly other unforeseen events that could have a significant impact.
That's a great point. The future is always uncertain. But that's part of what makes the crypto world so exciting. It's a constant journey of discovery and innovation. We'll be back in a moment to discuss what all of this means for you and how you can navigate the potential shifts in the crypto landscape.
It certainly is. We've explored some potential what-ifs that could significantly impact the crypto market. Now let's shift our focus to you, the listener. How could these potential shifts affect your own journey in this dynamic world?
That's right. We've been gazing into the crypto crystal ball, but now it's time to bring it back down to earth and see how these scenarios could play out in your own crypto experience.
Let's start with Bitcoin becoming a national reserve asset. Imagine you've been holding Bitcoin for a while. What could this mean for you?
Well, we talk about how that kind of adoption could send Bitcoin's price soaring. For long-term holders, it could mean a substantial return on their investment. It's like striking gold, but with Bitcoin.
Exactly. Now, let's say you're just starting to dip your toes into the crypto waters. Could these white swan events make it easier or more appealing to get involved?
Absolutely. Imagine stablecoins becoming more widely accepted for everyday transactions. That could remove a lot of the friction and fear that many newcomers feel.
It's about familiarity and ease of use. Stablecoins offer that price stability that can be reassuring, especially for those new to the volatility of the crypto market.
Right, it's like a bridge between the traditional financial world and the crypto world. And let's not forget the potential impact of favorable crypto regulations. Clearer guidelines and a more supportive environment could lead to a surge in user-friendly applications and services, making it easier than ever for people to get involved.
It's about lowering the barriers to entry. Think of more intuitive wallets, exchanges, and platforms that cater to a wider audience. It's not just for the tech-savvy anymore.
Right. It's about making crypto accessible to everyone. And with clearer regulations, there would likely be more consumer protections in place, which would alleviate some of the concerns people have about security and scams.
It's about building trust. A more regulated environment can help foster confidence and encourage wider adoption.
Now, let's not forget about the potential impact on the builders and innovators in the crypto space, the developers who are creating the technologies of the future.
Imagine a world where Bitcoin mining is incentivized alongside renewable energy production. That could spark a wave of investment and innovation in both sectors, creating opportunities for those with the skills to build the infrastructure of the future.
It's about the convergence of technology and sustainability. The white swan scenarios we've discussed could have a ripple effect far beyond the financial markets.
They touch on broader societal trends from financial inclusion to energy policy. It's a reminder that crypto is not just about making money. It's about reshaping the world.
So what does all this mean for you, the listener? It means that the crypto world is on the verge of some potentially monumental changes that could create new opportunities, reshape the financial landscape, and impact our daily lives. It's an exciting time to be following this space, and it's more important than ever to stay informed and engaged.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question to consider. If one or more of these white swan events were to come true, how would you adapt your approach to crypto? Would you become more active in the market, explore new types of investments or applications? Would you become more involved in advocating for favorable regulations?
It's a question of personal reflection and planning. How do you see yourself navigating these potential shifts and taking advantage of the opportunities that may arise?
The key is to be prepared and to position yourself to thrive in this exciting and evolving landscape.
Now, before we move on to some other hot topics in the crypto world, I want to touch on something that's been generating a lot of buzz lately, meme coins.
Ah, the meme coin frenzy. It's certainly been a fascinating phenomenon.
For those who might not be familiar, can you explain what meme coins are and why they become so popular?
Meme coins are cryptocurrencies typically inspired by internet memes or jokes. They often have little to no underlying utility or value proposition beyond their association with a particular meme or online community.
So their value is driven by social media trends, celebrity endorsements, and the fear of missing out rather than by real-world utility or technological innovation.
That's a fair assessment. They can experience rapid price swings fueled by speculation and hype.
So it's a high-risk, high-reward game. But what about the argument that meme coins are democratizing finance and making crypto more accessible to the masses?
There's some truth to that. Meme coins, with their low entry prices and playful nature, have attracted a new wave of investors, many of whom are younger and might not have been interested in traditional cryptocurrencies.
So they act as a gateway to the wider crypto world, exposing a new generation to the concepts of blockchain and digital assets.
That's one way to look at it. It's introducing crypto to a broader audience, which could have positive long-term implications.
But it's important to remember that meme coins are highly speculative and carry a lot of risk. It's crucial to approach them with caution. Do your research and never invest more than you can afford to lose.
Let us know what you think. Share your comments, questions, and predictions in the comments section below.
And if you like this discussion, please leave a like, or even better, subscribe to this channel. Bye, friends.
Bitcoin Radio, the sound of the change.